Hello, my dear apprentices. How are you? This is Mr. Magno, and here creating a video so you can remember how to do division better, especially if you're having a difficulty. Please remember to write your name, okay? Write your name and the date, and also um, pay attention. That's gonna help you do this kind of division problems easily, okay? You understand, don't you? Please pay attention. Okay, now we have 1.8 divided by 3, which is 1 and 8 tenths. So that is 18. So now remember that if you are good in multiplication, the first strategy is this. You have a 3 times a missing number, and that will equal 18. Know that this will not always work, but it's a very good tool to have. So now if you know that 3 times 6, so 6 will be your answer here. So now you know that the answer will be 6 right here, but there is a caveat. There should be a decimal point. As I mentioned before, if any of these, the dividend has a decimal in it, that means the answer must have a decimal, which means that need to place a decimal before the 6. So that will be your answer. That is one way. Now, let's look at division closely. Let me see if I can zoom in right here on this side. I guess I cannot do it, but let's see if you can see the whole thing. So this is how you do this kind of division. You ask yourself, how many groups of 3s can you make out of just the one? And the answer is 0, because you need three items to make a group of 3. Now, once you place a 0, there is a decimal point. You need to bring it up here. And now you grab both numbers together to make it 18. And you say, how many groups of 3s can you make out of 18? And you already have the answer here. That will be 6. Then you multiply the 6 times the 3, and that should give you the number to right below the 1.8 or the 1 and 8 tenths, and that's going to be 0, the remainder. Some people will teach you to write R 0, remainder 0. Okay, so now we know that the answer is correct here. So I use strategy 1, multiplication, and strategy 2 is called the division algorithm. All right, let's practice one more time. Um, oh, and one more thing I forgot to say. Like, remember, a division also can be written as a fraction. Okay? And that also yields the same answer. So it's 1 and 8 tenths divided by 3 equals 6 tenths. All right, so now we have 9 and 36. So I have a number multiplied by a missing number that should equal 36. And if I remember multiplication, this should be the answer for this will be 9 times 4, it will be 36. So now we know that the answer will be 4, but now let's look at this one more time. Let me review. If the dividend has 2 digits to the right of the decimal, there should be 1 digit here and 1 digit over here. That will be the number 4. Which means in this case that you need to have a 0 in front of the 4 and the decimal there. So the answer is going to be 4 hundredths. Let's now do the algorithm and see how that works. So we ask ourselves, how many groups of 9 can you make out of 0? And the answer is 0. You cannot make a group of 9 with 0. So then you would put the decimal point on the lifter and put it up on where the quotient is, which is the answer of a division. Then you ask yourself, how many groups of 3 can you make? How many groups of 9 can you make out of a 3? And the answer is 0, right? Again, if you have 3 items only, you cannot make a group of 9. So we wrote a 0. Now we're going to group this all together and regroup it and ask ourselves, how many groups of 9s can you make out of 36? And the answer is already here, 4. So then you write the answer, 4. But now you multiply the quotient, which is 4 hundredths times the 9 equals 36 hundredths, right? And when you subtract those two 36 hundredths, the remainder is 0. And my friends, this is how you do division. Watch this video again many times if you don't get it. Remember, repetition, repetition, repetition will help you learn these new concepts. Signing out, your coach, Mr. Magno. Learn something, be good, and be proud of who you are.